Okay, with all of our examples, we will start out with 2D. So we'll be in X and Y. And then for each of them, we'll move on to X, Y, Z, to 3D. The whole class starts with particle analysis first. So we analyze the whole system, whether it's an object or a system of objects, as a point mass. So we call it a particle. And then we look at it as a rigid body. And then we do the same thing, you'll do the same approach when you get to dynamics. You look at particles first, as if it's concentrated at a point, and then you look at a whole system. Okay, so if we are looking at 3D, and this is figure 1.5 in your book. We're going to have X, Y, and Z, where Z is coming out of the board, right? So if it is a right-hand rule, we follow the right-hand rule system, X to Y, the positive Z would be coming out of the board in this example. If X was pointed to the left, then it would be going, the positive Z would be going into the board. So get very used to using that right-hand rule. Refresh that if you're not familiar or haven't had it for a while. That's going to be determining where your signs are coming from, positive or negative. Okay. What do we call the unit vector in the X?
I hat.
So this is I or I hat. What about in the Y?
J hat.
J. And then? K. Okay. So if I had a force, let's again call it vector V. Then I would have to say this would be equal to the sum of Vx in the I plus Vy in the J plus Vz in the K, where Vx, Vy, and Vz are the scalar quantities in each of those directions. So Vx is a scalar, it's a number. It does not have direction in and of itself. Vy is the amount, the magnitude, the scalar, and then the same thing with Vz. We're going to be dealing with Newton's 3 laws. I'm not going to really go over that because you should know all of that. But in particular, our focus is going to be on the second law, where F equals ma. And just for review, Newton's law of gravitation states that force equals the constant of gravitation times the two masses, so m1 and m2, over r squared, where r is the distance between the two masses. So I will let you review that. You may have a homework problem that talks about the law of gravitation. Where F is the mutual force of attraction between two particles. Between M1 and M2.